Most speakers think that just being great on stage is enough to get you booked more. And I'm telling you right now that it's not the case. The real reason you're not getting booked as often as you should is your keynote doesn't stand out. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you exactly how to separate yourself from the thousands of other speakers out in the world competing for the exact same stages. We'll cover the expert versus entertainer dilemma and how to craft a unique angle that allows your talk to have the biggest, cool, amazing outcome and also the biggest messaging mistakes that you might be in the realm of committing, we'll call it, that are holding you back. So let's just dive into this now. Now, the biggest one I want to talk about is called the expert versus entertainer dilemma, and which one you actually might be. Now, some speakers lean way too much into expertise. They're data heavy, they got graphs on the sheets, and this is, you know what I'm talking about. There's way too many things. And then some people are leaning way too much into entertainment. So they're fun and they're engaging, but it lacks the actual depth that creates transformation for the audience. Now, the best speakers, they master both. They deliver insight and amazing impact. So I want you to do a quick, we'll call it self check. Are you overloading people with facts or just putting on a show? And here's how you can gauge that. Whenever I look at my speeches, and I look at ones I used to do in the past, by the way, I have bombed stages. There was a speech I gave in the Poconos one time. Oh, I hate this story, but it's a true one. Gave a speech in the Poconos. It's in Pennsylvania. There's a group of people that were there for a celebration event. They're gonna have this, having a great time. It's 3 or 4 days, and they're all partying the majority of the time. I was told these are the top performers. They love to learn things. So I go, great. I'm going to teach them stuff. I had 3 or 4 in depth frameworks that I had on the docket to teach. I get there on day 3, final day, 9 in the morning after some dancing dogs. And I'm going on to stage, and there's a bunch of people in the front row that have been partying all night, and they are literally sleeping. And beyond that, it's a bunch of eyes that are half awake and glazed over. It's a party time for them. No one cares to learn. What did I do? Oh, I taught. I overloaded them with information and frameworks. I'm talking, it was so quiet, you could hear my stomach gurgle. You know what I'm talking about? Like it was dead silent, no engagement. And that's when I learned in those moments, my goal should have been to entertain along with some of the teaching, not go into straight teacher mode. So you have to realize that your keynote must combine both or you'll lose people. You can't be too heavy on one side. And so what you want to do is look at your keynote and go, how much of this is frameworks and Venn diagrams and process? And how much of it is concepts that are taught through story? See, I'm not saying you can't actually bring the teaching in because you at some point obviously do teach, but there's a difference between teaching like a teacher in a classroom and like grandma teaches you a certain lesson about life through a story she tells. You want to be more like grandma, teaching a story that she has a deep lesson embedded. And when you do that, well, now you are a person that's obviously both entertaining, but you have depth and it creates impact. You become a person people love because they're getting something great along with that great story that they're hearing from you. And the second thing is you have to learn to craft a unique angle for your talk. See, the best speakers I've run into, they're different in a way that's valuable. You have to ask yourself, what makes you valuable? Now, what I believe it is going to be your message, then your story, then it's big on your perspective and your framework. So when I say message, your message must come from your story. Nobody's booking you because of your story, by the way. You may think they are, but the story can be amazing. But if there's no lesson provided from the story, it's just a story. I can watch a movie or put a YouTube on, right? The idea is what's your message that is strengthened by your personal story? Because if it's a great message and a great concept and your story connects and supports it, I love it. Let's rock and roll. Then from there, what's your perspective on all of it happening? Because yeah, you have a message and I have a cool story, but I want to learn your perspective that's valuable to me. And then once I learn your perspective, here's the value, the framework to deliver for the audience on that promise. There's a promise inside your message, by the way. What you want to do is have this audience be sitting there watching you going, man, I love this stuff, and go, how can I do it for myself though, Anthony? How do I benefit from this? That is all inside the framework. And so when you have this all together, you become incredibly impactful and transformational. Now, I call this next thing called the positioning formula. It's a way to think through it. What is your expertise? We talked about that. And what's your unique insight to this? See, your insight's tied to the message, tied to your story. Your expertise is tied to your obviously experience of what you've gone through. This becomes your unique speaker brand, right? Do you have this perspective that has a great outcome based on what's possible when other people would go, I couldn't do that, but you go, I believe you can. And on top of that, do you have an expertise because you've navigated this and you can teach in a way that no one else can teach because you've actually gone through it? When you put those together, you have an amazing brand that's unique. There are great speakers who do this every single day. I mean, think about the age old person you know, Tony Robbins. This man's out there doing this thing for decades now, and it's beautiful. He has an expertise in areas that the world may never ever match, but he also has a unique insight and perspective that the world can also never match. It creates his unique brand in the world. There's some great speakers. Brene Brown has expertise but also insight, right? When it comes with shame, her expertise is studying this, and then her insight comes from experiencing this, right? And going through it and seeing what others might not see becomes her brand. When you can become that person that has an expertise and a unique insight around that, you separate yourself. This is what you should shoot for every single time you start putting yourself out in the marketplace. Now, the last one here, the biggest mistake I think that people are making is their messaging. Like people have a broad base of messaging that goes so far out there that everybody might be a fit. And what you have to notice is if someone doesn't hear something that helps them, they don't think you're helping anyone. I mean, precision is key. You can't be a hammer, you gotta be a scalpel, like, or a very specific size lug nut, or if we call it lug nut, we call it a socket. But the idea is like you have to have a certain size, which means you're specific in something. And yes, you might have people that don't want you. That doesn't mean that you're not a fit as a speaker, it means that you're not a fit for them. Somebody else may definitively need what you're talking about, but you're so broad that they don't even know you're for them. So the idea is find a message that dials in clear to where your actual benefit is. My message is dark work, the work you do in the dark that allows you to win in the light. I'm all about resilience, grit, change management, some motivation as well. So if you want to have a team of people embrace a new concept or a new idea or meet an initiative goal or some outcome that they haven't done before, it's going to require dark work. I come in to have that conversation. Now, when you don't have a clear idea of what your transformation is, or if people as meeting planners or those booking you can't see what the impact's going to be because it's too broad, they don't book you. You got to have a very strong hook, a clear message that grabs attention and creates curiosity and lends to value seamlessly. And honestly, simple tweaks can make this keynote irresistible when you do it right. So if you want to stand out as a speaker, you need to stop blending in. Speakers who get booked the most have something unique to offer. So, what is your edge? Now, I'm going to ask you this. Drop a comment below this and let me know what your biggest challenge is when it comes to making your keynote stand out, or even the marketing for your keynote stand out. And if you're serious about getting booked more, hit the subscribe button below, turn on your notifications. I've got a ton more strategies and insider tips I can teach you because I am an active speaker. I do this. And when I go out and do it, I want to give the insights from real in the market, actual insights I'm gaining by being on stages and applying the things I'm telling you about. So hit that button and I'll see you in the next video.